Hello, Hojoz here. Welcome back to the 4th season of Cedara Fight Competition. And today, in the 7th episode, we have the H153A11 Cheeky by me battling the Sparrowhawk by Cedara. The outcome should be pretty clear, although any video evidence could be against me. Let's quickly go to the runway and see whether I'm right or wrong. And now that you know how cheeky today's battle is gonna get, it is time to see the Cheekies and the Sparrowhawks battle each other. And well, this one should have a very, very obvious winner. The Sparrowhawk. Because, well, Cheeky has an overall issue, as pointed out in the comment section of the first episode of the 4th season of Cedara Fight Competition. And because of that overall issue, it can't really aim properly. And add to that the Sparrowhawk's amazing ability to aim. I don't think that the Cheeky is gonna last long. Let's see, as it is time to take them off and start the competition. It's of course going to be the Sparrowhawk taking off first, because, well, Cheekies are driven by propeller engines. And thus it should be very obvious that the Sparrowhawk can take off first, as there the Cheekies finally leave the ground. Then it is time to do some filler commentary, and well, I want to do some filler commentary about my favorite game yet, my favorite game to this time, and that is not Kerbal Space Program, it is Forza Horizon 4, as I'm going to have to reset this one, aren't I? Yeah, looks like it. I am... Oh no, actually not. Well, I am really enjoying myself in Forza Horizon 4, as I hinted at earlier. Because, well, cars, and I very much like cars. I also like planes, but I very much like cars. Okay, I'm really just going to have to reset this one, aren't I? As yeah, there, just reset. I think that's going to happen every time. It's kind of sad. It's actually Sparrowhawks closing up on the Cheekies. Come on, man. Can't you just line yourselves up properly? Apparently not. Well, it is done with the lining up of things now, as the Cheekies and the Sparrowhawks turn towards each other and they fly towards each other, and it's probably going to be the Sparrowhawk taking out the Cheeky very easily. Who knows what happens? We also had the Mamba thing of a few episodes ago, and well, that happened a bit what I'm suggesting here, as the Vulcans fight, all craft equipped here with Vulcans, and it is pretty much a Sparrowhawk missing everything, and it is also the Cheeky missing everything, as was that a tiny little bit of instability for the Sparrowhawks there? I think so, at least for one of them, as the Cheeky just turns very slowly towards the Sparrowhawk, very relaxed in the cockpit, as if nothing is going on. He's going to fire the guns. No, he isn't. I mean, there is just nothing going on in the heads of the Cheeky pilots, isn't it? Isn't there? I mean, you can just see how relaxed the Cheeky flies, as if it isn't getting fired upon by two Sparrowhawks. Well, it is in a position to fire on one of the Sparrowhawks, as the other Sparrowhawk is in a position to fire on this Cheeky, and it is getting a wee bit of damage. However, no explosions yet, no exploded parts yet. However, I suspect that will change very soon, as I really do think that the Sparrowhawk's going to annihilate the Cheekies. However, the Cheeky seems to stand at least a little bit of a chance towards the Sparrowhawks. Maybe because of the Sparrowhawks simply out-accelerating the Cheekies by a lot. Well, you wouldn't expect that to be a disadvantage, but it is, because this is BD Armory, and this is the AI. Well, it looks like Both the Cheekies are on the back foot now. It's going to be very, very difficult to get a little bit of damage onto the Sparrowhawks, as one of the Cheekies takes damage from the Sparrowhawks, takes a little bit more damage, however doesn't really seem to be affecting its flight characteristics, although affecting a Cheekie's flight characteristics is very, very hard. As there, the Sparrowhawk simply out-accelerates his Cheeky and thus cannot fire on it. However, the other Sparrowhawk, the Sparrowhawk's wingman, has got it covered and is firing on it. Is trying to do some damage towards the Cheeky, and if I want to be honest, this battle is already taking longer than I expected, as it is actually the Cheeky again with a chance to fire on the Sparrowhawk, but you can just see how inaccurate the Cheeky is, as it simply cannot do any damage once again. It is now having to pull up. Oh, so close to the ocean. It still has to deploy its landing gear only 25 meters away from crashing. However, pull it up in time and thus can continue the fight. As, yeah, this is going to turn on the Sparrowhawk, isn't it? No, it isn't, it is. Well, one thing's for sure, the other Sparrowhawk is firing on it again. And for sure now it's gonna do a little bit of damage on the Cheeky. And the answer is of course not, as it overshoots, and the Sparrowhawk's wingman has to take over. It is then very much clear that this is going to be a way tougher battle for the Sparrowhawk than I had expected. I quite honestly did not expect the Cheekies to put up this much of a fight, as more hits on the Cheekies, yet no damage, just showing that OPness of the AP plus part. Because they really do have a lot of HP in this version of BDAC and Kerbal Space Program. As both the Sparrowhawks again trying to fire on the Cheeky, and it's again not even doing anything to it. Let's see how the other Cheeky's faring. Oh, it's actually the entire back end gone from this Cheeky, but the Cheeky is still flying and is still trying to put some cheeky rounds in. Bet you expected that pun from a mile away. As the Sparrowhawks are really, really struggling with these Cheekies. Damn, it's actually the Cheeky firing on the Sparrowhawk again. Does it manage to do damage? Doesn't look like it, as then it's actually a Sparrowhawk overshooting the Cheeky without even trying to fire on it, which is weird to me. As yeah, this is pretty much a battle of Cheeky is able to dodge gunfire from Sparrowhawk, although it wasn't the best demonstration there, and it's just gonna freak out here. It's pretty much one of the Cheekies gone, and all the other Cheeky with more damage at the beginning is still flying, with wing missing. Now the entire back end just has no pitch possibilities, is going into the ground, although it is still trying to get out of it. It is one crashed Cheeky and one Cheeky pretty much tumbling out of the air and crashing. It is then the Sparrowhawks taking the 1-0, the expected 1-0. However, as you said, it took a bit longer than I expected. Let's go on to the second round and see the round from the Sparrowhawks perspective. And I bet that that's going to be very interesting, because, well, we've seen the Sparrowhawk overshoot countless of times on that Cheeky before eventually taking it out. So I bet it's going to be interesting to see why. As PRE does its thing, we switch over to the Sparrowhawks, and you can see just how accurate I've positioned them. As you start the competition, there's actually no collision because I angled correctly. Ah, how I love myself as the Sparrowhawk takes off. It is yet still waiting on the Cheeky before they take off, which they do now finally. Sparrowhawk then with the 1-0 advantage pretty much has all the cards in its all the things in its favor, apart from the ability to accelerate, which the faster acceleration is hampering it. Again, shouldn't have ever happened in a realistic scenario, but hey, this is BD Armory. And how we love BD Armory for it, as we can now battle without resetting everything, as the Sparrowhawks and the Cheekies turn on each other. Will the Sparrowhawk repeat its feat, or will the feat be more? This time, will the feat prove to be harder? We'll have to see, as we are nearing engagement range and nearing Vulcan fire as they go there. And it is not that accurate gunfire from Cheekies, and not that accurate gunfire from the Sparrowhawks, which we've come to expect in the initial head-on. As in the Sparrowhawks turn on the Cheekies with a vastly inferior maneuverability, trying to turn the Sparrowhawks before they can fire guns on them. But quite frankly, they did it! But I don't think that it's going to last much longer. I don't think that it's going to work there again, as Sparrowhawk is having a slight indecisive moment there on which Cheeky to engage, at least that's how I see it. It is the Sparrowhawk's wingman engaging the Cheeky's wingman, and it is the Sparrowhawk engaging the Cheeky, and there is no damage. But that Cheeky is cheekily trying to do a head-on the Sparrowhawk. However, head-ons, as we've proven in BDAC, do not work as well as they did in 1.3.1. And that's pretty sad, because who knows, maybe the Cheeky could have actually annihilated the Sparrowhawk there if head-ons functioned properly. In fact, to be quite honest, I think that it would have had a chance if the BDAC AI pilots were a bit better, as a Sparrowhawk proves that it's actually quite difficult to engage a Cheeky, and the other Cheeky has already taken damage, judging by that degree. It is already in the ground, actually. I've completely missed that one. Yes, then one Cheeky down. It's surely going to be very, very hard for the other Cheeky to pull back a 2v1. In fact, I don't even think that it's going to be able to, because it has the inferior maneuverability towards the Sparrowhawk. And well, frankly, the inability to aim on the Cheeky being very, very apparent, especially in this round, because we can see it from the Sparrowhawk's perspective. As again, the Sparrowhawk just overshoots the Cheeky. The Cheeky ensuring very cheekily that it's not going to be taken out that easily. It has taken a bit of damage. You don't see what has died there. Oh, it's actually one of the roll control surfaces. Sparrowhawk firing more. Yeah, it's no damage. A little bit of hits, but no damage on the Cheeky, as the Cheeky did try a head-on the Sparrowhawk, the Sparrowhawk's wingman there. Surely the Cheeky would want to try to engage the Sparrowhawk there, and it tries to. Oh, it does tries to. But in the process, it loses its back end and its ability to yaw. Just basically rendering it useless. As the Sparrowhawk is now able to turn back because the Cheeky could not engage the Sparrowhawk. Now the Sparrowhawk's basically dominating the Cheeky. And the Cheeky without a yaw capability will be much less capable of taking on the Sparrowhawks, I reckon. And there goes some more of the Cheeky, and it just passes out, and it freaks out because I attached everything to one cubicle tactical strut, which stupid past Hojoz, as the Sparrowhawk makes it easy to kill. Which I expected, but again, didn't expect the match lasting this long. As it is then the final round. Surely it is the final round flying aboard the Cheekies again. I simply want to fly on board from the Cheekies perspective real quick here. Because this is the last time, probably, that we can view the Cheekies perspective, that we can view the nice wing placement on the Cheekies, and well, the old World War II perspective of flying an aircraft. This is the last time that you can do that, and this is the last time that you can see such a lovely such lovely takeoff maneuver from the Cheeky as it of course lifts its back up first before taking off. I've always liked that about World War II tail sitters. I don't know what it is with them, but I've always liked that. As we are now turning towards each other, flying away from each other, and probably going to have to reset the competition again. I suspect that at least. Let's see. Well, the Sparrowhawks are still quite frankly gaining on the Cheekies here, gaining distance instead of losing it. 7-4, 7-3. Okay, I'm going to have to switch it again. Every time we fly from the Cheekies perspective, we're going to have to switch it apparently. I mean, I think that's really weird, because the physics of KSP shouldn't be influenced on where the camera is positioned, if you ask me. As it is time to engage and the Cheekies and Sparrowhawks turn on each other. In my honest opinion, it's just weird. As yeah, gaining on each other. Probably last time we can see the Cheeky in action. As it is now time to fire Vulcans. Flying hard as they do. It is, of course, no hits in the initial engagement, as the Cheeky just does its overroll and doesn't really know where to actually turn, in what position to turn, as is there then that these Sparrowhawks begin firing on the Cheekies. It is actually this Cheeky with a chance on the Sparrowhawk. Can it aim properly? Probably not, let's face it, it's a Cheeky. As well, it's getting quite close. It's in a cool engagement position, but unfortunately couldn't get a shot off, couldn't at least explode something on the Sparrowhawk. Although I swear that it had quite a good chance of blowing something up, because I heard hits, and seeing as this plane is free of bullet holes, there's probably hits on the Sparrowhawk. That makes me sad actually, as more gunfire towards the Sparrowhawk. Maybe one single hit. I didn't hear any hit sound cues, which is of course very sad. But it's to be expected of the Cheeky's very, very poor aim towards the Sparrowhawk. Sparrowhawk fires on Cheeky, Cheeky fires on Sparrowhawk actually, that too. But of course the Cheeky does not get any hits in on the Sparrowhawk, and the Sparrowhawk struggles to get hits in on the Cheeky. However, Sparrowhawk will probably win eventually at the end of the day, as it's able to close on the Cheeky way more, and thus able to be more accurate towards a smaller target. As there, the Cheeky gets light up for a wee bit. A little bit of more bullet holes on the Cheeky. But it is just still waiting until it can engage a Sparrowhawk. But in these 1v1 lineups, these matchups, you can't really expect that happening. As I thought that one of those Sparrowhawks was going towards the Cheeky's wingman, but it wasn't. And thus, it leaves a chance for this Cheeky to engage that Sparrowhawk, and that Cheeky to engage the Sparrowhawk that's trying to engage the Cheeky. Of course, very interesting and all. Will the Cheeky be able to put a hit in? Or will the Cheeky be able to make the Sparrowhawk put a hit in on the Sparrowhawk? That would be very, very funny to see, as this Cheeky is turning towards the Sparrowhawk, It has a chance. It fires and it fires way below the target, which, ouch, ouch. Should be able to pull up in time, just barely not. Just can't barely pull up in time to engage Sparrowhawk. Thus it's turning out to be quite bleak for the Cheekies. However, that Cheeky is on the back of a Sparrowhawk. Can it do something, or will its poor pitch prove that it's a bad competitor once more? And then it was delayed. The guns fire on the Cheeky towards the Sparrowhawk. However, again, no hits. This is proving to be quite annoying as the Cheeky just pulls the most massive of massive turn circles there. Still no damage on either of the Cheekies, by the way. I'd like to point that out. We're roughly 5 minutes into the battle yet. I don't see any explosions on the Cheeky yet. However, that's probably going to change now, isn't it? No, it's actually a Cheeky getting a single hit on the Sparrowhawk there. Did I see that correctly? Is the Cheeky standing a chance on the Sparrowhawk? I think so. Or is that Sparrowhawk simply just firing on the... No, that's a Sparrowhawk firing on the Cheeky and the Cheeky having no chance. Oh, that's quite sad. Cheeky turns on the Sparrowhawk, but there goes the back end of a Cheeky. No yaw ability, poor pitch capabilities, and that's pretty much one Cheeky out, isn't it? Cheeky turns, tries something, cannot fire anything, and flies towards the second Sparrowhawk, hoping to still maybe damage a single part of the Sparrowhawk, as of course poor stability of the center of lift is going to hamper it a slight little bit. And there it pretty much goes. It's not going to stand much for chance now that it's pretty much freaking out and having energy problems. As I'm going to switch away from that one because it's probably going to fire itself into space, knowing what I saw from the Charmanders. This other one also having the same damage as the Cheeky we saw before. Actually, now all pitch gone. Probably helps the Cheeky. So yeah, the other Cheeky just freaked out into space. Called it, by the way. And it's now just the end of the reign of the Cheeky. It's pretty much going to be, isn't it? Yeah, this one's just going to move up. And is then the Sparrowhawk taking home a win. It is the Sparrowhawk taking home a 3-0, however. The Cheeky may have been able to pull off a better fight if the Cheeky was better at aiming and if the Cheeky was better at pitching and worse at rolling. Sounds bad, but actually the Cheeky is just a plane that has to be balanced. It has to be balanced a lot, which is quite sad. But hey, I did my job incorrectly. And I got punished for it. I got punished for it in the quarterfinals, but I still got punished for it. Anyway, that's going to be the end of today's Cedara Fight Competition episode, because judging by the time, we've gone over 20 minutes, we've definitely gone over 15 minutes of battling, thus I do not want to risk a second battle, especially if we have the Sea Trimmer versus the DU4B, which quite honestly I think it's going to be a close battle, but it can yet turn out to be something else. Although we'll have to see that next week in Cedara Fight Competition, and for now I'm going to have to leave you with Bureaucratic Voice Bomb.